Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are buckled in and you have your game faces on, because it is about to get really hot and really wet. And that may sound sexy, but it's not, unless you like danger, because we are looking at catastrophic flooding all along the East Coast over the next 2 weeks, and some major storms that start up today. So the really wild, wacky weather period has begun. And then we got an eclipse that is the longest lunar eclipse in the last 100 years. Mark Dorello says, do you know anyone in Indiana, Kentucky, or Tennessee? Moderate risk of severe storms and possible tornadoes today. Well, I've heard Kelly Clarkson lives in Tennessee. So, Kelly, if you're watching Thor News, you definitely need to be on the lookout, because yesterday, like, over 24 tornadoes tore through, I think it was Iowa and Michigan, and those were pop-up storm tornadoes. So prepare for pop-up storm tornadoes almost anywhere. Well, that's not totally true. Ben Knoll of Weather says a consistent signal for widespread rainfall of 6 to 10 inches all along the mid-Atlantic and northeast for the next 1 to 2 weeks. And it goes down to Florida as well. If you live in a flood-prone area, this is a good time to review your evacuation plan. All right? So when I say put catastrophic flooding in the title, people are going to like down thumbs it. But it's like over the next 2 weeks, we're definitely going to see catastrophic flooding over the East Coast. I'll show you a little later in the video why. If you haven't heard yet, it's going to rain a lot. Brought to us by Jackson Dill. And he's reminding you we're about to be in a pickle if we as people on the East Coast. And the moon is in deep and passionate Scorpio for the next 2 days. Emotions intensify and focus turns to issues related to power, sex, transformation, shared resources. So let's all share our energy, our knowledge, and our neighborly spirit and get ready for some pretty bad weather that is going to last for at least 2 weeks. Once again, the coach who writes up all the plays and tells us what's going to happen usually, the guy I trust a bit most as far as weather breakdowns, Cranky Weather Guy, our strong upper low headed to Ohio to steer it along. Please mind the southeast quadrant wedges of this thing. A lot of very intense, severe weather will be born and ejected along the next 1 to 2 days. So you have like the whole weather community pretty much unified that today's storm is going to be super nasty. And the next 2 weeks are going to be rainy and weird. Cranky Weather Guy, again, our developing system and its convergent wedge and heavy rains and thunderstorms. Looks nasty. Beth Carpenter, new moderate risk for severe weather has been pulled northward to the I-70 corridor in East Indiana. A 10% tornado risk has also been introduced for southeast Indiana. If basically anywhere near that zone, I would just stay ready and watching, because the predictions and forecasts have been changing hourly. Once again, we have our coastal entry, our upper low, and then the long duration pattern. A lot of weather over the next 2 weeks. I will leave Cranky's blog linked in the information box. And he even broke down all the situations into 2 different formats. Breakdown and then analysis. I'll leave them both there for you. Brought to us by Severe Weather Europe. An outbreak of severe storm seems possible for East and South France. Across the Alpine region, North Italy, and Slovenia this afternoon and evening hours. So it's super hot and super rainy in a lot of places. Anthony Saglainia. Overnight models shifted westward with weekend coastal low. The real story begins early next week when convergent south-north moving band from heavy rain develops. A significant flash flood situation will set up somewhere from Carolina to New York State. A significant flash flood situation will set up somewhere from Carolina to New York State. There will be flooding. It will be catastrophic in some areas. Where, we don't know. For how long, we don't know. So you can just see this over the next 7 days. Predicting a whole lot of rain. Someone looks like 2 hands pointing at something. See, like hand 1 index finger and 2 index finger right in there. That's not scientific. That's just noticing something. Probably means nothing. The Jim Cantori atmospheric setting up for a very busy day, night, and Saturday. Expect multi-severe weather hazards. Large outdoor venue planners use extra time fine-tuning and rechecking forecast as the situation will require more attention than regular midsummer pop-up storms and thunderstorms. Yeah, I know, I got a funny feeling Taylor Swift watches this sometimes. Taylor, I think your Friday night concert in New Jersey's fine. Your Saturday's touch and go, looks like you might make it, but definitely think Sunday's off. We'll see though. The blistering summer heat wave of July 1930 established all-time records. Yeah, records have just been breaking across the board since May. If you're in the outliner zone, you are getting 100-degree temps. And those are going to last to the weekend, most likely. Like we said, that big bullseye's big, and it's going to hit a lot of people. You can also go to Weather Nation to check out the situation. And just because I rhyme sometimes doesn't mean I'm any less of a planetary defense commander. And we're talking about big hail hitting Nashville. You know, if it was meant to be, then let it be. I was trying to make a joke, and I went bad. Okay, by Ada Monzon, the thing that has been keeping us pretty safe during hurricane season is this giant shield of African dust. We should be lucky that it doesn't have PCP properties, or everybody would be going crazy. Crazier. Once again, the rainfall is going to be a big deal for a long extended period of time. Stu, Ostro, widespread severe weather expected with anomalous jet stream for this time of year, slicing east and southeast into unstable air. Escalating today, tonight, peaking Friday, Friday night, continuing into Saturday, and then that crazy thing that's dipping down will then shoot up to punch into the East Coast. Sucker punch, you guys. But you can see it coming. So is it a sucker punch? We shall find out. Amanda Guerrera. 2 not great things about this extreme Texas heat. You may not know. Benadryl, don't take it. Don't even ask why. And scorpions are coming out. Everybody loves scorpions. During a Scorpio moon. I told you shit was crazy. And also, I don't know if you guys know this. Volcanoes affect the weather and the temperature of the planet. Science is like, no, they don't. But sometimes science has a thumb up its ass. Okay? Great. So, I'm just trying to say, dude, the more volcano activity we see, the more you can expect severe weather variables in temperature, wind, and who knows, other things. Rain needs particles to grow upon, so that creates more ash in the air, which leads to more rain. And Mexico is just south of Texas. I don't know if you guys know that. It is. And another thing, I was very excited about Putin and Trump exchanging a soccer ball, avoiding World War III, and no mutually assured destruction. But one thing that I've said consistently is that div building wall is really dumb, because the weather is so wild, and a lot of the people in South America are just trying to escape the volcanoes that are erupting in their area. And though science will say that the volcano activity has been extremely consistent over the last 100 years and there's no uptick, I disagree. And so if you'll notice, there are volcanoes erupting all up and down the Ring of Fire coast. So a lot of people are causing a lot more unstable conditions in an area that wasn't economically stable due to global capitalism taking advantage of third world nations for decades and decades and decades. So yes, today we got lots of flooding in Carolina. So it's time for the Americas to unite. All right, so this is Henry Margaret City. Latest on coastal SIPR, low impacts. Maryland to Long Island impacts. So yeah, there's your nor'easter, summer-easter, whatever you want to call it. It'll be punching on Sunday. Norway, extreme heat brought all-time records. and koala bears. No, I meant Russia yesterday in the Russian peninsula. So up to 33 degrees. So yeah, dude, records are breaking everywhere. Texas smashes 1925 heat record on power prices surge on demand. Let me say again, you guys kept my lights on when my power company sucker punched me and quadrupled my bill. Even though last summer I was here and that didn't happen. And so you guys kept my power on, and you guys are amazing and great. And I've been inspired by that soccer ball. Like, yeah, can't we all just get along, have fun, play games, work together, build cool shit again? Maybe rock and roll and comedy will return. Man, that would be a beautiful future. Instead of everybody bickering and arguing all the time about the stupidest shit. But it could be worse today as tornadoes and high winds hit populated areas. Once again, there's that big area we're harping on. And then that is going to be the thing that exits on Sunday and sucker punches the East Coast. The fabulous Brittany Boyer, talk about a soaking rainfall. I am Brittany. I am. Look at the reports from South Dakota. One spot got 9 inches of rain in 36 hours. That's a lot of rain over large periods of area. Okay, so if we reinforce this for you yet, that area zone needs to be careful. And maybe make indoor high-rise plans on Sunday. Got ya. But Sophie Loren was gorgeous. Okay, but I'll be keeping you guys super updated. That's what I do. And there's our thingy there. But as I have been trying for 5.75 years to get everybody in America to unite, the boobs of the Pacific. Those are typhoons. Those aren't actually boobs. Look, one has a 922 low pressure, and the other one has a 935. And so, right now, like last year when I predicted that the United States of America would get hit by multiple landfalling hurricanes, I did it from watching what would happen in the Pacific, knowing that that pattern would shift over to the United States. All right? And so, whatever is going on in Asia and the Asian Pacific, this is like 30, 40 inches, 25 inches of rain that they're going to get over the next 2 weeks. It is going to be super major devastating. If we had our shit together, we could be helping them, but we haven't helped Puerto Rico. And this will be coming to us in some form or fashion in about a month. So it is high time we get together. It's like, we know that the weather is going to get weirder. We know we need to adapt. We know that now is the most dangerous time to be living along the coast. So, and all the planets are on the same side. We'll talk about that later more today. But so, if you move this thing over, which is, 24 inches, 20 inches of rain, if you jog this west a little, that's, what is that, 36, 90 million people in danger? We know we're going to see severe, major flooding. So if it could get bad. How bad is it going to be? I don't know, but I know it's going to be catastrophic. I know it's going to destroy infrastructure. I know people are going to die. Like yesterday was the most violent and most major tornado deaths since 1994. So we're definitely at super high. We're at maximum asteroid fight club. Weird weather watch alert warning. And so when I put major catastrophic flooding coming, I mean it. Like I don't make jack shit off views, and most of my shit is censored anyway, heavily. Like my shit don't ever break out. So I only do it because it is what is coming. And I don't ever remember talking about a major storm that didn't come and do major damage when I said, yeah, this one is definitely going to do major damage. And we're talking about over the next 2 weeks, it's going to be a period of major storms. Wait, did I not? Oh, yeah. Let's get to let me show you. So I had done a whole nother recording of this, and then I realized I didn't record it. I didn't set it up right. But see, on this version, which is the 18, notice how it brings it in Wester. People be like, Wester's not a word. I'm like, well, it is now. So now we're going to go here and we get the bonus super awesome stuff. All right. But let's kindergarten it for a second. Okay. So this is what we have is our wild, crazy Azores high that has been in control this whole time. All right. And there have been periods where the moisture does and doesn't come up the coast. So you got like moisture coming in from the Gulf. What is that sounding thing? You got moisture coming in from the Gulf. Oh, un momento. You got moisture coming from there, and you got moisture wrapping up, and you got moisture pounding in down, which is going to set up for a really nasty situation. So watch as all this moisture will spin around that high. All right. It's just, wow. I mean, there are some days in here where it looks like it's going to be nonstop rain for a couple of days. And then it's going to be more rain after that. And then on and off rain, on, off, on, off, on, off, all up the coast. And watch how that giant system that's going to come down, produce all the tornadoes, is going to punch straight up the high as the high pushes in. So it's going to be crazy days indeed. But hey, that's what we've been training for. That's why we're here. We were made for this. But it's time to be awesome again. And for everybody to work together. Because I don't know how many more warnings we need. But I got faith. I believe in you guys. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it feels pretty good. Thank you guys again for being so cool, so awesome, and so supportive. I really appreciate it. God bless you guys. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you ever, forever. What? Ever and ever. May the force be with you forever and ever. I love you, and stay cool. Hit the button, baby.